You were my greatest triumph, Specimen 23, Twilight Sparkle. If you had just attacked and killed the Prince of Terror instead of falling for him, you could have reigned and ruled by my side forever. But 1,000 years of planning were ruined by a single kiss. And so my greatest triumph has become my greatest disappointment. You are a mistake, Specimen 23, and now I shall erase you. Any last words, Twilight Sparkle, abyssal princess of wrath?
Those who are ignorant of history are doomed to repeat it.
What was that, my dear? I didn't quite hear you.
I said, those who are ignorant of history are doomed to repeat it. Murderer! You are a murderer! You plotted the death of a dragon whose only crime was defending himself. Murderer! Your father was a murderer! He murdered Guy's father in cold blood, then plotted a campaign of genocide to murder everyone Guy ever loved. It's your father's insane desire for harmony that led to war. It was that war that killed your mother, and when Guy confronted your father with the truth of what he had become, it was your father who murdered himself.
No, I do not want to know these things. I cannot know these things. Remove these visions from me. I would rather be dead than know these things. My sweet father, I shall join you in death.
No, Princess. You don't get to die. You don't get to take the easy way out. You get to live with the truth, just as I do.
But why, Twilight? I deserve to die for what I have done to you.
Yes, you do.
So why?
3 reasons. First, Guy and I have come up with several contingency plans in case I had to kill you. But without an immortal with the power of light, it is impossible to replace or retune Equestria's sun. So the only long-term solution is to evacuate the entire planet. But that would take years, and in the meantime, millions of ponies and dragons would die in the confusion and chaos of a world gone dark. All those creatures fighting and dying in the dark would have nothing to do with the evils you have inflicted upon me and Guy, and I would not see them die just to fulfill our need for justice. Second, even if we found some way to command your father's star, the ponies of Equestria have become completely dependent on you. Your efforts to make the ponies peaceful has made them helpless. Your efforts to make them happy have kept them ignorant. And your efforts to keep them orderly have completely eliminated their capacity for individual thought. I will be fixing those things, but that will take time. If you were to suddenly disappear, the ponies might panic, and might even turn on each other in their confusion. And lastly, Mother, despite everything I now know, and everything you have done, I still love you.
Then what am I supposed to do now, Twilight? You seem to love dark secrets, so I shall offer you another. I have never known what to do. I loved my father more than life. He was my world, and he was supposed to be there for me forever. But he sent me ahead of him and said he'd be with me in a day. But he never showed up, Twilight. He never came for me, and I didn't know what to do. Mother left me with a screaming infant and said she'd be back for me with father in a day. But she never showed up, Twilight. She never came for me, and I did not know what to do. Since you have clearly found my secret library, I am sure you know the heroic tale of how I saved Equestria, but I doubt you've heard all of it. When my father died, many ponies found me and begged me to command my father's star. I told them that I couldn't, that only my father could command it. But in truth, I had not even tried. I was content to let the whole world die on account of my grief. My sister was crying, always crying. I hated her for being helpless, Twilight. I hated having to care for her. I hated my mother for not taking Luna with her. I hated everything and everybody. I wanted them all to be dead. And then, Discord found me, and asked me in his whimsical way if I was really content for the whole world to die while my father's killer lived on. In that moment, all of my hatred focused on just one dragon, Ghidorah, the Prince of Terror. I convinced myself he was responsible for all of my pain and loss, and fiercely determined that I would not die while he yet lived. It was my fierce hatred in that moment that gave me the strength to awaken my true power and rekindle my father's sun. It was my hatred that has given me the strength to go on all of these years. But, other than that one goal of killing him, I did not know what else to do. When Starswirl the Bearded came to me, begging me to lead the ponies of the West, I did not know what I was doing. My father ruled, and since he was immortal, there was never any need for him to prepare me to take his place. So I knew nothing of statecraft or of being a ruler. So I did my best to rule like he would have. But just as you say, Twilight, in making them happy, peaceful, and content, I have turned them into helpless sheep that every would-be tyrant on this world seeks to devour. They are completely dependent on my protection, and if I should ever fail them, they will be devoured. And so, even in my success, I am yet again a failure. And my sister, my poor sister. I did not know how to raise a foal, Twilight. I was little more than a foal myself. But no one else could handle an infant born with an immortal's power, so yet again I did the best I could. But when she was older, she resented me mothering her when I was but her sister, and I resented her trying to be my equal when I was the one who raised her. We ended up as rivals, a foolish, childish contest of popularity that I took too far. She could not win that battle, Twilight. My influence, beauty, and power were greater than hers, and having won, I let the ponies of Equestria mock her openly and deny her the respect owed her station. In her despair and loneliness, she turned to the only thing left to her, sorcery, and became Nightmare Moon. And so once again, my best efforts ended in disaster. My sister hated me so much she sold her soul for power and nearly killed us all. And now, I actually ordered her to do it again. I am a miserable fool, Twilight. I was so blinded by my lust for revenge, I have killed them all. If Nightmare Moon doesn't destroy them, then the death of my father's son will. You are the culmination of 1,000 years of failure, Twilight Sparkle. But just maybe this last failure has in fact been a success. You have a strength I never did, Twilight. You can peer into those dark corners of your soul that I cannot. You may be the ruler Equestria truly needs.
Maybe, Princess, but not the one they want. They aren't ready to drink from my cup, and until they are, they will need you to go on being you. Now, do you really want me to tell you what to do, Princess? Fine. You will go back to Equestria. You will attend the Gala as planned. You will smile graciously and pretend nothing has happened. And you will place a crown upon Prince Ghidra's head.
Twilight, I cannot love that dragon, even knowing he was in the right. He killed my parents. I can never love him.
I don't need you to love my Gi, Princess. That's my job. All I really need is for you to stop trying to kill him. Do you think you can do that much?
Yes, Twilight. My hatred for him burned out with my delusions about my father. I don't have anything but a hole where my hatred used to be. I feel numb, Twilight. But I no longer have the will to cause him harm. Nevertheless, we are trapped here. Only Discord can reopen the portal, and he will not do so. He has the power to leave our world and has no love for Equestria. I was very thorough in planning this trap. How are we to return?
You took the alicorn power of friendship away from me, Princess. But you didn't take away my friends.
There is no way they can prevail, Twilight. Not even Ghidorah can stand against Nightmare Moon.
The true magic of friendship isn't magic at all, Princess. It's having faith in your friends.
Droxid, you cannot prevail. Reopen the portal and stand aside. Charming as always, Ghidra. But is it really Ghidra now? Last time I checked, the dragon race had gone completely feral. They're little more than beasts squabbling over bits of gold. Do you really think they will recognize you as king? And my name is Discord now, not Droxid. I stopped going by Droxid the day my father died. My father was the king of dragons, and I have not gone by his name because I did not feel worthy of it. However, my vassals see me as the true king of dragons, so to them I am indeed Ghidra. But I would not expect you to understand the ways of dragons, Droxid, nor does it matter, for you have far more to fear than dragons this day. Oh, do I really? What do you have left now that Twilight is gone? Your friends? Without Twilight, they can't use the element of harmony, and without the elements, these little fillies are just background ponies. Which means now it's just the Prince of Terror and the pathetic Prince of Hunger versus the Prince of Chaos and Nightmare Moon.
No. She's given up being that monster. Princess Luna! Don't let your despair master you.
The sorcery you used to become Nightmare Moon will consume you once again. It is inherently evil and can only be used for evil.
Discord, I do not want to do this.
Oh, why not? The world is going to end anyway. Any pony you kill at this point will just be spared a long, cold death of hopeless terror. Are you really going to disappoint your precious sister yet again? This is what she wanted, isn't it?
No, I will not let her down. Not this time. I am reborn.
Your sorcery allows you to pervert your dream powers, torturing and feeding upon the fear of all the sleeping ponies around the world. Twilight told me this. Drawing on the power of so many, I would be cast down if I were to stand against you, alone.
The mighty Prince of Terror giving up without a fight? Pathetic. Grovel before me, and if you amuse me enough, I may spare your pathetic life.
I said that I could not defeat you alone. But I am not alone. Not anymore. You seem to have overlooked a very obvious problem with your plan.
I have missed nothing. I am all-powerful and all-knowing.
Then you know that when I arrived in this world, Princess Celestia gave me a very important quest. And it is the fact that I completed that quest that I stand before you today.
Friendship? You cannot possibly be saying what I think you are. No, you are the Prince of Terror, the greatest of all abyssals. There is no way.
On pain of banishment, you forced me to learn the power of friendship, expecting me to fail, and by all rights, I should have. But with Twilight's help, I have done the impossible. The Prince of Terror has true friends, and knows the power of friendship. And now, Nightmare, you shall pay for your lack of vision.
No! Sister, I have failed you again.
What in Equestria is going on in there? I'm going to take a look. No, you won't. Why not? It's our job to keep the princess safe. By not opening the door, we can simply assume that everything is all right, and they are just doing some alicorn magic ritual. But if you open the door and see that they are fighting, you will be morally compelled to help, and die a horrific and pointless death caught in the crossfire between immortals. So no, you will not open the door. You truly are brilliant. You should be a princess with that kind of smarts.
Now, just a moment here. It was all in good fun, wasn't it? And we all learned a powerful lesson about friendship here, didn't we? Some of us have, Droxid, but not you. Nevertheless, I will not use the elements of harmony on you, for though you have intended me harm, there is one here whom you have hurt far more than I. As her claim to your blood is greater, she has asked to be your opponent, and I have granted her wish. Fluttershy? You want me to fight Fluttershy? You have to be kidding me. I know you've been training, but seriously, I'm 1,000 years old and you haven't even ascended yet. What could you possibly do to threaten me?
Discord, before we do this, I just need to know one thing. Are you doing this because you blame Guy for your father's death?
What? Heavens, no, my dear. My father was an abusive fool and died of his own terminal stupidity. Both I and the world are far better off without him.
Then why?
Because I...
Say it, Discord. You'll never get another chance.
I've never liked Ghidorah. He's always been the center of attention. All any abyssal would ever talk about growing up was, have you heard about what Ghidorah did today? What a marvelous young prince he is, how charming and handsome he is, how very smart and clever he is, how very proper and well-behaved he is. Why do you have to keep making trouble, Droxid? Be more like Ghidorah, Droxid. I never liked him. He's always rubbed me the wrong way, and I hated being compared to him, especially by my fool father.
Are you telling me that you're doing this out of some sort of petty rivalry?
No. I disliked him because of our petty rivalry. But I hated him the moment he kissed you.
And why would that bother you, Discord?
Well, you're my only friend.
Even if I married Prince Ghidra, we could still be friends, Discord. So was that really the reason?
Fine. I don't suppose it matters now, does it? I'm in love with you, Fluttershy. There, I said it. Ghidorah took from me the only thing I truly treasure in this world, and that is why I'm more than willing to go along with Celestia's amusing little plot. Can we start killing each other now?
Discord, you silly boy. I'm in love with you too. I have been for a long time.
But you and Ghidorah...
I didn't believe you liked me like that, Discord. You never said anything. You just came over for tea. How was I supposed to know? Ghidra, from the moment I met him, not only told me he cared about me, but proved it by doing the hard things needed to help me. If you had just told me that you loved me, I never would have kissed Ghidra.
Oh, that's just well and good. I missed my chance. Way to rub salt in the wounds. That doesn't change anything.
It does, Discord, because I have come to realize that even though I deeply love Prince Ghidra, I'm not in love with him. I'm still in love with you.
Fine, fine. Let's get to the fighting. Wait. What did you just... Sorry about the whole banishing you forever thing, Ghidra. It was all just a big misunderstanding. Sorry, Luna dear. The wedding is off. It's not you, it's me. Oh, and let me just open that for you, shall I?
I knew everything would be just fine.
Truly content with this outcome, Celestia. I warned you that you could not prevail without my help.
Sombra, I no longer possess the will to harm the Prince of Terror, but even if I did, I would never ask for your help.
Release me from your sister's curse, and I will finish him for you.
I have no doubt that you would, Sombra. And then my sister and myself and the whole of the world. Remain a shade, for in darkness you reigned, so in darkness remain.
Oh, cleverly stated, Celestia. But even without your help, I will soon break this curse, and then this world shall burn beneath my hooves.
You are behind the times, King of Shadows. If you wish to loose your vile threats, go visit the Shadows of Twilight and Ghidra. They are the true power in Equestria now.
You would so willingly step aside for your father's killer. You would not even budge for your own sister. You truly Without your vanity, it would seem you are nothing. A pity. I wanted to break you myself. No matter. You may warn Ghidra if you wish or not. It matters little to me. Nothing can stop what is coming.
You are lost, Sombra, just as I have been my whole life. There may yet be hope for you, as there was for me.
Would you teach me the power of friendship then, while we frolic and picnic beneath the rainbow?
On second thought, you can just burn! Besides, I have not yet played my whole hand. I still have one ace in the hole. For I know a secret that has been lost to all the ages. The great Lord Abyssus had more than one son.